who am I? Who is Diana? What's my story? Hello guys, have you ever feel stuck in your life? That you feel that nothing works? And I've been in that position. I feel the same way before. So that's why I'm making this video. Hello, my name is Diana and welcome to my channel. Here is where I share my life journey, my challenges, my experiences, and everything fun that I like to do. I also like to give my best advices based on my experience and the things that I learned along the way. So to know a little bit about me, like I said, my name is Diana. I am born and raised in the Dominican Republic. Yes! Yes. So I moved to the United States in 2010. My parents bring me to this country. I had to learn a new culture, new language, new place, new people, and that was very overwhelming for me. One of my major barriers was the language struggle because I had to learn the language, I had to communicate, I had to find a job, and at that moment I was like, that's too much in one package. So learning a new language is not easy. However, you have to have a very positive mindset, and you're gonna learn that things are not really easy and you have to be patient. So for me, I learned where I put my mindset that I had to learn because I want to communicate the same way I'm communicating right now with you guys. So I put all my effort, even though I made mistakes. I try my best to understand people, hear how they speak, listening music, watching videos, everything that was possible for me. So I was able to communicate because that is one of the main things that helped me to feel confident. A very important thing was that I didn't quit. I was very focusing on, one thing at a time, one small step, being disciplined because I know one day I will learn the language. So thanks God, I'm fluent and I still make mistakes, but I'm fine with it. So I just keep trying to do my best that I can and keep learning. I learned progress doesn't happen overnight. You have to keep showing, and that's when you're gonna see results. So because I want to learn English very deep, I went and I registered myself in school. Nobody had to tell me, and I say, you know what? I need to go to school and learn English. That's when I enrolled myself, and I did 2 year college, and I learned really good English. Like I practiced a lot of writing. It was an intense uh, 2 year program where I was, writing, reading, speaking. Also, I met a lot of new friends. I started being more confident, and also I was practicing what I was learning in school. I was practicing at work when I was working as a cashier. So after I did my 2 years in graphic design, computer science, I just picked a major because you have to pick a major, but still they focus a lot on English, and of course all the classes are in English. Anyways, I graduated my 2 years in computer science. So then I decided, you know what, I want to keep going. I want to, get my degree, and then I decided to keep going with my education. So I went to a 4 year college and I did my bachelor in speech pathology. Okay, when I did my bachelor, that's when the things get real tough because uh, at that time I already had my child, I had my daughter, and the program was really intense because it's a speech pathology and you had to really pass with a high GPA and very demanding program. And by that time, I already know English, fluent, but still, I learned a lot of new vocabulary, a lot of new terms, and of course, I'm learning a new, complete new major. So I decided, okay, I want to go into something that had to do with language because I'm so excited about language and knowing how people communicate, all that stuff. So I went in the speech pathology, and I want to help people to be able to speak and, communicating is the main thing of everything. So I complete my 4-year college in speech pathology. Yeah. So then I was already working in with students with disabilities. So I was able to help them, but still I'm not working as a speech pathology because I had to apply for the master program in order to and do my licenses and all of that in order to be able to be a speech pathologist therapist. All right, so that's when the hard, really tough time came out because a lot of things happen in my life that I don't want to go through. But anyways, things happen in life, and that's when you had to have plan B. So I decided, you know what? I really like to teach language. I really wanna. I was so in love with language and language acquisition, how people communicate, all the stuff that had to do with language, and how I can teach that. So I decided to become an ENL teacher so I can teach students English. All right, later on, I finished my master and I'm a teacher in special education. So I teach my students English as a second language, especially, the students that come from other countries and they don't know the language, they need to learn and they go to school and they are in that silent period because they don't understand the teacher, they don't know, they have cultural shock like me. So I decided, no, I want to help these students because I want them to communicate the same way I learn in the same way I communicate now with you guys. So beside that, all my education, all of that, all the things that I love to do is I like to do exercise, I like music, I like drawing, I like painting, I like art, I like everything. I like to go on vacation. I love it. So there's so many things that I like to do to keep myself busy. I like to read. And I like to do all these little things that make me feel comfortable and productive and make myself be a better person. So I like to do different things. I like to go out with my friends. I also like to keep my house clean and so many things that you don't even imagine. So even though now I say all of these things, it wasn't that easy. It took me years and years and years to change my habits and change mm, many things. However, the most important thing that I always keep was discipline, because discipline, you have to be consistent even when you don't want it. You have to wake up when you don't want it. You have to go and do your responsibilities. So that's what keep me into do all my goals. Discipline, discipline, discipline. And I hope this help you and encourage you if you're in your journey doing anything, you master, you anything professional, anything personal, you can see my sample and go from there. I started this channel because I want to share my journey and the things I do in my daily life, just like a regular person. Nowadays, people are so consumed by social media. However, uh, I like to show my personality and myself, and I don't have a perfect life. I'm just like a regular person like anybody else. But maybe I can inspire someone to be healthy, to do exercise, to do something, maybe to study, maybe my journey can inspire you. We don't know. I don't know. Maybe I can help somebody. Just watch my videos. So my final message is, if you are doing something, try to be consistent. Don't give up. Sometimes I know life is hard, but that's when you have to be more present in yourself and think about your life and think about your decisions and, keep going, because sometimes things are going to come that doesn't have to be your fault. Small actions create big changes. So little by little, you can create your own empire. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your comments, your likes, your share. So don't forget to subscribe so you can see all the journeys that I do, all the things and exciting things that I do, my vacations, and all the stuff that I like to do. And without further ado, see you in the next video. Bye, and I hope you have a wonderful day.